Welcome, everyone, to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm here today as we bring you Husson women's field hockey taking on the St. Joseph Monks of out southern Maine. And it's a kind of cool overcast day here today, Max, and we're just about set to get underway here in the next few minutes.
Yeah, Avery, good to be back again. Game 2 for the Eagles field hockey team yesterday, winning in dominant fashion versus Russell Sage, 12-0. And a game where we really didn't see the ball go onto the other side of the field more than twice until the third quarter when the Eagles started throwing in some bench players. They're looking to move to 2-0 today as they take on St. Joe's College, playing their first game of the season. St. Joe's finished with a 6-12 record last season, 6-6 in conference. The last time these two teams matched up, Avery, the Eagles won in a shutout, 5-0.
Yeah, and this St. Joe's team a season ago, a little bit different looking. A lot of freshmen now on this roster. Heard from talking with some of the Eagles players that the word is that the St. Joe's team might be a little bit better this season than they were a year ago. But we're going to hand this one over to public address announcer Joseph Swanson for the national anthem and starting lineups.
The NCAA, Husson University, will have good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators in today's contest. Request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated. Their grounds are removed from the Winton complex. First for the visiting Monks. A four, number 1, Katie Yetton. A midfielder, number 4, Emily Galberti. Midfielder, number 5, Anna Jackson. Midfielder, number 7, Sadie Terrell. Four, number 13, Abigail Jakes. Four, number 14, Maya Warriors. Four, number 19, Deanna Haley. Defender number 20, Sydney Lacombe. Four, number 22, Zoe Layler. Midfielder number 24, Gabriella Thomas. Any goal number 88, Cassidy Collins. And now, let's see the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, sophomore from Lisbon, Maine, number 0, Maria Levesque. A sophomore from Lisbon, Maine, number 2, Leah Bouchard. A sophomore from Franklin, number 4, Hosh Bouchard. A senior from Winslow, Maine, number 22, Carly Ramsden. And a senior from Winthrop, Maine, number 27, Abby Ross. The Eagles are under the direction of head coach Caitlin Galla. And she's assisted by Brittany Foster. Fans, this time we ask you please rise and honor America with a playing of our national anthem.
And welcome back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm here as we are just about ready to get underway here. Max, you mentioned that dominant victory yesterday for the Eagles. Saw them win 12-0 over the Russell Sage Gators, that is. And the Eagles, like you mentioned, were dominant. I think really the midfield was what impressed me the most. They didn't really allow the Gators to move up the field at all in that contest.
Every time the Gators were able to get possession and finally get it outside of their own shooting circle, it just seems like the Eagles had the defense locked down. They had set it up in levels where if they were even able to get a pass up the field, it was immediately cut off by a defender. And I think that the defense is really one of the strongest parts of this team, even going back to last year, a big reason why they won the NAC championship last year.
And the Eagles coming out with pretty much the exact same lineup from yesterday. We saw them use pretty much all of their bench as well yesterday. I think something that Coach Dolhoff would love to have kind of trend down the season. I think it's good for coaches if you can have that bench get a lot of minutes out there.
If you're able to get players off the field and give them a rest and be able to rely on those bench players, it's really good, as you said, going down the line, because teams will have to prepare for more than just the starting lineup.
And it'll be St. Joe's starting with the ball here. As the Monks are going to send this one back to the defense. And already a little bit better passing than we saw yesterday to start off the game. This one's going to get taken away by the Eagles, though. As I believe that's Perkins on the ball. Trying to cut her way up through the middle.
Good turnover there by this St. Joe's team. The Monks able to cut off the pass and force them to the sideline. And they're doing it again right here. Not much room to operate for the Eagles.
And already a little bit better back and forth affair, Max. This one's going to get sent to the right sideline here as the Monks are going to try to bring this one up. But that one dribbling a little too wide. And the Eagles last season kicked off their year by beating the Monks 5-0. A pretty back and forth affair. Now last year, obviously, one of the stars for this St. Joe's team being Maya Warriors, who 2 seasons ago was one of the best goal scorers for this team. But last year, I think, just didn't really have the help she needed out there.
And that's the thing about a new season, Avery. It's a brand new season. Things change. I know that Coach Lewis has been working very hard to get this team prepared for a new season. And I think they're probably pretty excited about finally being able to show what they've practiced on the game field.
And this one mishit, trying to send it up through the middle. But staying with St. Joe's for now.
Very defensive battle so far, Avery. Like you said, kind of been playing in the midfield. The Eagles haven't really allowed the ball, allowed St. Joe's to get into the shooting circle yet. But every time they get the ball back, it's getting cut off by this Monks midfield and going back the other way. Going to have a violation here. And it's staying with the Eagles. It turned over again.
So far in this game, Max, it's really been all St. Joe's on the offensive end. Haven't really had any chances up towards the goal, but have had the majority of the possession so far.
And I think that yesterday was kind of a tone setter for this Eagles team. Remember, they had a bunch of shooting opportunities early on in that game and weren't able to capitalize on like the first 7 or 8 shots. But once they figured out what that Russell Sage squad was doing on defense, they were able to figure it out and start piling in goals. I think it's going to take both teams a little bit of time to adjust today. Just read the defense and go from there.
So the Eagles with this one in the offensive zone, trying to send something towards goal, but that one's going to get tipped wide. We'll stay with the Eagles, though. They're going to try to set this one back up to the top of the key here. Fitting something into the middle now. And it's going to be a penalty corner upcoming for the Eagles. And we saw them get a lot of practice with those yesterday, Max.
Yeah, they had plenty of practice. 18 penalty corners, to be exact, Avery. And they were able to convert on a few of those. And let's see if they learned anything from yesterday. They're able to put a ball in the back of the net here.
Yeah, I think they got better with them as the contest went on. And a little miscommunication there on the defensive side. St. Joe's team just sporting the face mask either. There, you see some teams put on a few more protective gear. This one not hit correctly out there up at the top.
Good job there by number 4, Emilia Galimberti, I believe is the name. Did a really good job cutting off the ball there, saw the pass coming from the outside of the shooting circle, was able to cut it off, and she's got possession again right here.
And this one getting brought up the left side. And we'll see who the possession goes to. It looks like it will be the Eagles' ball here. They're continuing to just kind of go back and forth up the field. Neither team, other than the Eagles, shooting chances there off of the penalty corner, hasn't really done anything on the offensive side.
Both teams are being very aggressive on defense, sort of similar to what we saw with the Eagles yesterday against the Russell Sage Alligators. You see St. Joe's is cutting them off very early, not allowing them to get the ball too far up the field before there's heavy pressure.
That one's going to be a foul there on the Monks, so it'll be Eagles' ball here. As Perkins will have the first touch of this one. Tries to flick it up, gets it knocked down though. It'll be Eagles' ball, taking it right away. That's C.D. Terrell, one of the captains for this Monks team, who had possession there. That one taken away in the middle now. Trying to fit it into Warriors. I haven't said her name too much today, but it might be a name that could come up later in this contest. Seems like both teams just kind of feeling each other out a little bit right now, Max. Trying to figure out what to do offensively.
I think that's just the smart way to go about it. Don't rush down the field. Don't allow there to be mistakes that can turn into goals for another team. Just take your time on offense, see what's opening up, and make the most of those opportunities when they arise.
This one's going to get just sent down into the corner by the Eagles. And losing possession of it down there in the corner was Husson. That was Perkins who had a chance at it.
You see 5 Eagles defenders here lining just around the ball carrier, number 22, Zoe Layler. She's able to flick it up and over, and the Eagles will take it back. That's Bouchard.
A couple substitutions here early for the Monks. They have a lot deeper bench than we saw them have a season ago. Could be a trend that will continue in this contest.
And we talked about the importance of subbing in different players onto the field for each of these squads, kind of just very early in the season, seeing what they got on the bench.
This one trying to send it up the field. No attackers up there for the Monks, though.
I think that might be their defensive strategy, Avery, is just sending everybody back on defense. Sure, they've got to run a little bit more, but they do have bench players that can sub in when needed, and having the extra person down there to play defense can make a difference.
And you saw in that one, though, once they had the ball, they moved up in a pretty cohesive unit. At all 3 or 4 attackers moving up together. Yeah, but you see in the sport of field hockey, I think, just from these couple games we've done this weekend, this kind of cramped pressure defense is kind of unique, I think, to field hockey. You don't see that in a whole lot of other sports. It's a little too easy to kind of break out of that in some of the other field sports.
Field hockey is often compared to lacrosse and soccer for the rules and the way that the game's played, but you're right, it's entirely different. Here's a breakaway for Husson.
As Capozzoli, who had a couple goals yesterday, moving it up the field, fighting with the goalkeeper for this one. And good job there from the keeper to step off her line and make that play. That was Cassidy Collins, the senior.
Collins with a great save there, stepping outside of the goal to make that play on a breakaway. That's a tough play to make for a goaltender, and she was confident enough to go out, step out, and do it. And it worked out.
So it'll be a penalty corner upcoming here for the Eagles. That was a couple good chances in a row there for the Eagles. Collins with a couple big saves. Like an aggressive goalkeeper can often be one of the more important things out there.
And now you see the Eagles starting to get a little bit comfortable on offense.
This one passed over to the left, trying to shoot it low, and that one dribbles in, and the Eagles get the early lead in this one.
And that one's going to be Bouchard. The ball kind of just, it was almost like a hockey one-timer pass. You see those goals where it like barely touches the stick of another player on the ice. That's sort of what this one was. It was sent up, and Bouchard was able to hit it just right enough to get it past the goalie onto the far left side of that net. A great job by the Eagles, and they're up 1-0.
And that was off of that penalty corner play. We mentioned the Eagles had a fair amount of those yesterday. This one doing the little passing routine out there. And it was a good job there from the Eagles. I think similar to one of the ones we saw them score yesterday, kind of screened Collins off, and that one was kind of right into the bottom corner.
You got to deceive the goalie to make plays like that. If you can move the ball very quickly or get it below an area where there's a lot of defenders or even people on offense, you're going to be able to blur the vision of that goalie, and they're not going to be able to make a play as easy.
That was actually Maddie Perkins who scored that goal for the Eagles off of the assist from Arsenal.
Yeah, again, wearing those jerseys with the dark contrasting colors, it's still pretty hard to see what those numbers are.
They definitely are a cool concept, but a little bit tricky for us up here in the booth. And this one sent well too wide. Or probably a good 60 to 70 yards from that goal up here in the football press box. This one sent towards the middle. Cutting back to the right side, trying to chop one in, but this one's going to get sent wide now. Still a chance for the Eagles. Capozzoli on the shot. That one off the side netting on the outside of the goal. As the Eagles starting to put a little more pressure up there.
Yeah, the offense is definitely getting a little bit more aggressive. You haven't seen St. Joe's take it down the field too much. They haven't really been able to clear the ball out, similar to what we saw yesterday versus the Russell Sage Gators. The Eagles putting on the pressure, as you said.
Eagles trying to pass this one down around in the far corner. And that one's going to stray its way long and out for a St. Joe's possession here. Like you mentioned, Max, I think right now this St. Joe's team just trying to get it out of their own defensive end. But this Eagles midfield just not allowing anything past midfield.
And it looks like it will stay with the Eagles, but yes, the Eagles midfield. Can't say enough about their performance yesterday versus the Gators. Just unprecedented. I don't think we saw the ball on the Gators offensive side of the field until the third quarter, which you don't really see that a lot in field hockey.
This one trying to send it up the line. Good to pick there by Perkins, though. As she gets tripped up down around the end line. So that will be a penalty corner coming up here.
Eagles' third penalty corner opportunity. Able to capitalize on the last one. You wonder if they'll go to a similar play, if they'll try to switch it up to throw the defense off.
So the Monks are getting set down here. This one sent into the middle. Chance now for the Eagles. Fake shot there on that one. This one sent low. That was a good opportunity, but knocked away by Collins.
Good job by Collins to keep her eye on the ball. Saw it quickly move over to that left side of the field and was able to make a stop on a pretty quick shot there. It looks like we'll have another penalty corner, though. Eagles will get yet another opportunity.
The Eagles like that play where they kind of fake the shot, let it run through to the third player. This one up at the top. Going to pass out wide to Capozzoli. Knocked up to the middle. And now you're kind of off your game plan, but the Eagles still a chance here. This one shot in and off of the defender, I believe. As that one cleared wide.
Good defensive stand there from the Monks. Able to keep track of that ball, even though the Eagles were able to rebound it a few different times off the shots there. Didn't give up and were able to at least put a stop to that play and reset their defense.
And I think that one was on target, Max, but knocked away by the defender at the goal line. Another strong tackle there from Gabby Thomas down around the end line. Her and Perkins, I believe, have run into each other a few times now.
It's going to be another penalty corner for the Eagles. This is their fifth attempt now here in the first quarter. And certainly we talked about the amount of practice they got yesterday. They're getting it early today, too.
This one sent up top again. Maybe a pass to the left side. Second pass here, Capozzoli trying to go low. I think they were trying to flick that on off of the stick of Tillison, I believe. So St. Joe's, after being kind of dominant to start off this contest, not getting a whole lot going, but now a break on this far left side.
A great lob there by the Monks clearing team to get it up, and now they'll have a chance in the offensive zone. If they're able to maintain possession here. Not a lot of white jerseys down in that zone quite yet.
And cutting it up through the middle of Bouchard. She cut right through the middle of that defensive group there from the Monks, and now the Eagles going back the other way.
She'll be fouled, and they'll take over here. Moving very quickly after the whistle, trying to throw that defense off guard.
And a diving stab at that one. I think if the Eagles had been in a little bit better positioning up the field there, that could have been a great chance on the back post. This one just trying to chop it up the field. Couldn't really get around on it, though. And now sent over to the far side of the field. And that one's going to get poked out. The Eagles continuing to have possession here. Under 30 seconds left in this first quarter. So if they want to get one more chance here, it's going to have to happen fast. Capozzoli with it now. Going to go up top. About 20 seconds now left on that clock. Bouchard trying to flip it in. That one a shot low, saved by the defender. Second chance, and that one's going to range wide. It will be a penalty corner, though.
Have 7 seconds to get a shot off here from the penalty corner. You wonder if they'll just send it out quick and take the shot, or use a few extra seconds on that clock and make the extra pass.
I think it's one of those ones that if you don't get that, if you don't get it into the back of the net, you're not really going to have enough time to do much else after that. Capozzoli making the pass. 3 seconds here. The Eagles need to take it quickly, and not enough time on it. They took one too many passes.
They're still playing, even though the quarter has come to the end. I think, does the play continue through the rest of that penalty corner?
So they'll keep going until St. Joe's can clear out of the offensive zone here. So despite the quarter ending here, the Eagles still a chance.
So they play until St. Joe's is able to clear the ball.
And that will do it right there. So that will end the quarter. The Eagles, though, taking the early 1-0 lead, but a lot closer of a contest than we saw yesterday. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network out of that break between quarters here. The Eagles leading this one 1-0 over the St. Joseph's Monks. And it's been a pretty even game, but pretty much all Eagles offense, though, so far, Max.
Yeah, the Eagles offense picking back up where they left yesterday after that dominating 12-0 win versus Russell Sage. We have seen the Monks take the ball down the field a few separate times, just really haven't been able to set up an offensive possession that lasts more than a few seconds. However, they are playing pretty well on defense considering how much the Eagles have been down in that offensive shooting circle. A few penalty corners for the Eagles in this game so far, too. I believe 5, one of them going for a goal.
The Eagles with 9 shots in that first half to 0 for the visiting Monks.
Eagles like setting up this breakaway here. St. Joe's able to get back on time.
And Capozzoli trying to fit something in the middle. There was a chance there for a moment. And this one's going to get pumped up again. And it will be the 7th penalty corner of the game for the Eagles upcoming here.
They do such a good job drawing these fouls inside. When they're pushed up against the corner, if you just move around a little bit, you're going to draw contact, and you're going to get these penalty corner opportunities.
St. Joe's out-fouling the Eagles 24-10 so far in this one. So Husson's gotten a lot of possession back from those fouls. This one chopped towards the middle, and it's going to get batted down, and another penalty corner upcoming for the Eagles, the 8th of the contest.
Penalty corner for the Eagles. Faith Hill to the insert.
And it looks a little more even than the game did yesterday, just because St. Joe's has managed to move it up the field a little bit, but still the Eagles just dominant on the offensive end. That one a hard hit ball, but well saved by the defense and goalkeeper. This one's going to get sent middle, trying to chop it on, and that one's going to go high. No whistle blown, and now we're going to have another penalty corner upcoming, Max.
Just a lot of fouls inside that shooting circle for the Monks so far in this game, allowing the Eagles plenty of opportunity to up the score here. They haven't been able to yet. Pretty good job by the Monks defending these penalty corners.
This one hit into the middle here. Perkins on it will take the shot. Bouncing up. Goalkeeper came off her line for that one, but couldn't get there.
The Monks are setting themselves up in great position to defend these penalty corners. Quickly getting to the offensive threats. Kind of setting up in a zone. And wherever the ball goes, they kind of just follow suit. A great break up there from the Monks.
Capozzoli chance. Second chance opportunity missed. Capozzoli again, and the goalkeeper trying to fall on it. And this one's going to eventually get flicked out of play. And so it will be Eagles ball up at the 25 here, up at the 30, that is. And this one, chance on the break now for the Monks. And everybody back on defense. And also kind of run back to midfield 3 or 4 times in a row there with that succession of penalty corners.
They'll get lucky off of that foul right there. There was no one down the field to help out the Monks ball carrier. That foul allows them to take the time to get down the field, reset, and set something up. Could we see our first offensive possession for the Monks on this drive?
And so Thomas will have possession here, trying to go up towards the middle. And that one missed by the defense. And the Eagles here, still with possession now up this right sideline. Trying to hit it towards the middle. That one, I think, hit by both players. And stripped away by the Monks, just trying to send it up the field. A pass, though, finding Warrius out on the left wing.
Some open players to her right now. Able to get back a little bit faster than the last possession, but the Eagles with heavy pressure into the corner there.
So Warrius brings it all the way up towards the corner, gets fouled down there, and almost losing possession of it. Finding Warrius in the middle now. Could be a chance for the Eagles, and that one's going to get poked wide. So we'll be back. Eagles possession here. As Levesque again here today, just not having to do a whole lot in goal. And this one taken away now by the Monks. It's in the middle of the field here. And that's Arsenal who's come in and commit the foul. And now trying to move it up this right wing as they're continuing to just kind of pass it back and forth here in the middle of the field. A little bit better second quarter here, Max, similar to what we saw the Monks have at the start of the game. And here could be their first big chance. Penalty corner upcoming. First of the game here for the Monks.
And here's a great opportunity for the Monks to have this penalty corner shot. We haven't seen really the ball go inside the shooting circle all too much in this game. A little bit earlier on in this quarter, they had a drive that was quickly ended with the ball batted out of bounds. So with less defenders covering them and a drawn-up play, are they able to tie the game?
So the Eagles coming out here with full protective gear out behind the net. And interesting, a couple of them with no face mask, a couple of them with full stuff. And Warrius trying to send it in. This one stopped in the middle. That's going to take a touch off of the foot, though. So the Eagles successful penalty corner kill on that one.
They had the right play drawn up for Kiana Haley there, getting it into the middle. They had a pretty wide open shot. Ball just slipped past the stick, hit the foot, and in field hockey, that is a turnover. It'll go the other way.
And the Eagles starting to use a few substitutions here. 6 minutes into the second quarter. Taking a few of the offensive players off. They've had most of the ball so far in this one.
Substitution into the game for the Eagles, number 13, Madison Willie.
And Madison Willie coming in. We saw her score first collegiate goal yesterday in that win over the Gators. This one sent into the middle now. Chance for the Eagles. And off of the foot of the defender. That one will find its way into the back of the net. That's unlucky, I think, as the Eagles just kind of slamming that one into the middle, and it bounces around and dribbles its way home.
Like you said, unlucky for the Monks there. Kind of just slipped off the foot and rolled right past the goalie, again into that far left corner of the net. Not much that could have been done right there. An unlucky play for the Eagles, unlucky for the Monks.
And let's see who they credit that one to here in just a moment. The Eagles bringing back in those subs who came off. Looks like Baker in there as well. And that one knocked down. And now Bouchard here trying to fit it up through the middle. Going to get taken away by the Monks. And that goal getting credited to Maddie Arsenal. Saw her score a hat trick yesterday, Max.
Yeah, a hat trick, and she had only had 6 goals in her career up to that point. And in her junior season, she starts it off with a hat trick and 1 goal so far today.
So the Maddies getting it done so far for the Eagles. Maddie Perkins and Arsenault, 2 goal scorers so far. This will be Monk's ball here. That one mishit though, just trying to go a little too fast. Good little short pass into the middle here. And now going out wide. Capozzoli open somewhat in the middle of the field. Good little cutback, losing a stick here. This one sent towards the post, and Baker wiped out by the goalkeeper. I think that was one. I don't think goalkeeper was trying to wipe Baker out, was just trying to make a play on that ball.
And that was almost an incredible play from the Eagles. Great passing.
And that one wide. The Eagles getting right back in there. That was a great chance there for Husson. A couple nice passes. Found its way to Baker, 1v1 with the goalkeeper. But good job there from Collins.
And this Husson Eagles midfield continues to be ultra aggressive in this first half. Not really allowing St. Joe's and the Monks to get down the field and set up an offensive possession. Again, Avery, outside of that penalty corner a little bit earlier on in this quarter, there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for the Monks so far.
And it looks like Collins maybe a little bit shook up after that collision with Baker earlier on. We'll take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network as she gets checked out down there. And welcome back here to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. As we're back here after that injury break. It was senior goalkeeper Cassidy Collins who exited the field, in which her the best, obviously, Max. And I think it came off of that collision with Baker down around the goal a few minutes prior to that. Will be goalkeeper Kim McLaughlin in net now out of Lewiston.
And certainly a scary situation. Of course, our thoughts go out to Cassidy. And both teams will try and reset now. They were given a 7-minute warm-up period prior to us coming back on the air. And we're looking to finish out this second quarter. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this first half. Eagles up with a 2-0 lead.
And McLaughlin was a very talented goalkeeper in high school for Lewiston. I believe played both field hockey and ice hockey as well. I'd imagine in goal for both of those. Kind of similar sports. Was all KVAC her senior season. And so now the Eagles trying to get back right where they left off. As this one hit towards the middle, it's going to get knocked wide. And it'll be St. Joe's ball here. So the Eagles here trying to pinch them down here again. They're going to loft this up over the top. St. Joe's has done a good job of breaking that press from the Eagles with that little loft play.
They break that initial defensive line, but similar to yesterday, the Eagles are playing in a couple different lines, so even if the ball is lobbed over the first, that second line of defense is ready to attack as soon as the ball is in the possession of a Monk playmaker. And the Eagles have the ball once again. That defense in the midfield has come up a lot in this game so far.
So the Eagles now trying to bring this one up the far side. About 4.5 minutes left here in this first half of play. And we'll take another 10-minute break on the halftime, obviously. Starting to clear up a little bit here today, Max. Kind of started this game off. It was kind of overcast, raining a little bit. Now the sun breaking through the clouds.
I know, I wish I brought my sunglasses. I wasn't planning on these clouds clearing up, but here we are. A nice overcast day turns into a nice sunny day.
And this one in the middle could be a shot chance here. And that one's going to be knocked wide. That was McLaughlin's first touches on the ball there. Not sure if she actually touched it, but at least I think influenced that play. This one lobbed up towards the second level here. Warriors juggling it up through the middle here. Is going to take it herself. That was some nice stick work there on that one, but missing the pass there, trying to go out wide. But I think that one went off the foot, so it will be St. Joe's possession here. That was Terrell who lost track of the ball behind her.
And the Monks, Avery, we talked about the way that they've been playing their defense early on, was bringing everybody down, having no attackers on the other side of the field. And I think that's worked against them in a couple times because the Eagles have defenders waiting down in the zone, and there is no one to pass to when they're bringing the ball up the field.
So Warriors there, best chance for the Monks so far, but Levesque's going to kick that one wide. So it will be Monks ball up by the 25. That's Gabby Thomas who's going to take possession here. We're going to have her move to the middle of the field, though. She was trying to set that up out on the left side. Maybe played in the Eagles' favor. Kind of had all their players packed in right there. Eagles moving quickly. Capozzoli could get free up the wing, but knocked away. Good defensive stand there. Still a chance, though, for the Eagles. Capozzoli now 1v1 with the goalkeeper, and she gets knocked down as that one, a save from Kim McLaughlin as she came off her line.
And McLaughlin, with her first minutes in this game, able to make an incredible stop one-on-one with, I believe that was
Capozzoli who had that.
Capozzoli on the break, able to make that stop. That is not an easy play, especially in your first few minutes. You haven't really warmed up all too much. Great play from the goalkeeper.
Those are tricky plays for the attacker in that situation. You're trying to bring it in towards goal, but when the goalkeeper kind of pushes forward like that, it makes that angle that much harder and the goal that much smaller just because the player's a little bit closer to you. The goalkeepers have a lot of pads on and stuff. They can kind of just get in your face. And this one's staying with the Monks here. Just a minute left here in the first half. Whichever team has possession here might have a chance at one final push up the field. That one's going to get knocked wide and out of play. And that one's going to get taken away by the Monks for now. And I think a kick there by Pouchard. This one bumped into the middle. A little flick on to Warriors, trying to cut up through the middle. Great with the ball on her stick. This one sent. Levesque kick save. Still alive here. And it's taken and punched clear. And that will be Eagles possession.
And Avery, just a great defensive set for the Eagles right there. Really the first true pressure they've had up by the goal all game. And a combination of some of those defenders and Maria Levesque in goal, able to stop that push, and they're going back the other way as we come to a close here.
And that will end the first half. It was I think the Eagles definitely had the dominant push in that first half, but that last little run there from St. Joe's, I think, gives them a little bit of life heading into halftime, Max.
The Eagles definitely had the dominant offensive side. They were more dominant on the offensive side than the Monks were. But the Monks defense has really stepped up today, only allowing 2 goals on quite a few shots that have been taken, and I think 7 or 8 penalty corners as well. So they've done a great job, and the Eagles defense is playing well too. They haven't let up a goal yet. Haven't really let them get into the offensive zone. And I'm excited to see what happens come this third quarter.
And we'll take a quick break here at halftime. We'll be back in about 10 minutes here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm here. We have second half action for you as this one's just about to get underway. The Eagles up 2-0 right now on St. Joe's. So St. Joe's have a good little run towards the end of the first half.
St. Joe's was finally getting their offense figured out a little bit, set up some opportunities down by the net, just weren't able to capitalize on those opportunities. The Eagles, on the other hand, have capitalized twice, once on a penalty corner, once on a nice shot deflection, and it appears that we'll get another penalty corner for the Eagles. Again, a lot of practice these past 2 days with the penalty corner shots.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing better than in-game practice for these types of plays. When you're in practice, it's kind of tricky because the defense usually knows what's coming just because they've practiced them with you as well. But in this type of situation, it allows you to kind of play against players that kind of aren't quite knowing what's going to happen. As Arsenal gets fouled on that one.
A little bit of a different defensive approach for the Eagles this time. They have a few, or for the Monks rather, they were playing more defenders inside the shooting circle and not pushing out as far. Didn't really give the Eagles an opportunity to get in the shooting circle and make a play.
And Eagles losing their footing there on that one. So it'll be St. Joe's possession going back the other way. And this one, a shot. Stick save there for Levesque as she pokes that one wide. A great job from the Eagles goalkeeper.
And Levesque seeing really her first true action of the game outside of that one shot earlier from the Monks. And steps up right there, makes a great stick save.
And so now bring it back the other way. This could be a chance here for the Eagles. And it'll be the Monks' possession here. As trying to break through this Eagles defense. A little bit more room left there by the Eagles on that one. But they're going to get this second chance opportunity here. And now cutting up through the middle. This is Perkins trying to take the lefty shot on that one. Part of the difficulty with kind of the rules of field hockey that you can't hit it with that other side of the stick. You have to kind of chop over top of it.
Makes it extremely difficult to get an accurate shot. So when they're able to get those fast velocity shots and have them on targets, it's very impressive.
And this one saved by the goalkeeper for now. Still a chance for the Eagles. That one bumped clear though. And this Monks defense coming in and making a play. Didn't quite get the loft they wanted on that one. And it's going to give possession back over to the Eagles here as they're going to bring this one all the way down in the corner. And it'll be a penalty corner upcoming here for the Eagles.
Yep, an attempt there at a slap shot up the field, and it hits another stick. And that's why we're seeing the penalty corner here. Avery, Kim McLaughlin on that last possession was able to track down that ball when it was bouncing around in 4 different directions and then up into the air. And so far, with limited playing time that she has had, she has really put on a show, not allowing another goal since she stepped in the net.
And it'll be another penalty corner here for the Eagles. Continue to draw these calls. Particularly brutal. I think we've mentioned it both these days here with just the players that aren't part of that penalty corner kind of defense having to run back and forth up the field. Can really fatigue a team, I think, if you have back-to-back penalty corners like that.
Yeah, yesterday was a lot of cardio and conditioning for that Russell Sage Gators squad. Like you said, we probably had 4 or 5 of them in a row at a few points. It's a lot of running, and their bench was short, so they didn't have a lot of people to sub in and give people a break. St. Joe's does not have that same issue. They've got a pretty deep bench.
So it'll be Eagles ball here, moving up the field, or it's Monks ball, that is. As the Eagles are going to take it right back, though, but then commit a foul, so kind of giving possession back and forth here between the 30s. And this one sent all the way to the other side of the field. Capozzoli coming on with some speed here. And she's going to foul the Monks player, though. This one trying to send it out to the far side.
Both teams defensively, Avery, have been really focusing on pushing the ball carrier out to the sideline. It's very hard to move around there, and it's usually a double or a triple team once they get them to the sideline. Has been effective for both teams. A lot of really good midfield play.
And this one's going to get sent. Diving chance at that one. Might have gotten a piece of it to give it back to the Monks here. And now some runners here if they can get this one in towards the middle. Up the sideline to Warius, though, and that's a little too far. Yeah, those couple runners right up the gut there, Max, that were wide open.
Interesting to see, Avery, that the Monks are still not running with any attackers while playing back on defense. They're not able to sort of cherry pick that pass and get a break similar to what the Eagles are doing. As I say that, Eagles up on a break right here.
And that one a hard shot, but just wide. We'll go back to possession here to the Monks. And like you said, that last opportunity there, I think Joe's was kind of moving up the field, but they don't really have the players up the field, kind of having to pass it up as they're all running up together.
And you see now they do have a little bit further up the field, not over the half line, but keeping people back so that they can make that quick pass. They need to gain an opportunity somewhere, and it might just be right here.
And Warius gets her pocket picked on that one. And that one's going to go off of the stick of Yeadon. The freshman this season for the Monks.
Abby Ross did a good job once again getting Warius to the sideline, and then was just able to put the stick in front of the ball and completely stop it. And thus the Eagles will get another opportunity, and it's going to be a penalty corner now.
The Eagles continuing to just kind of flip the script here. Had a number of chances for the Monks that right after it, the Eagles getting a penalty corner attempt.
There's something to be said about just how well they're able to draw contact inside that shooting circle. 2 days in a row now where we've had double-digit penalty corner attempts from this Husson Eagles squad.
So this will be Husson possession up by the 25. Hope Bouchard's going to pass this one over. Two players just kind of like heads down, looking at the ball, running into each other. And this one knocked around in the middle. And it will be a penalty corner upcoming for the Eagles now.
Penalty corner for the Eagles. Tilton insert.
And the Eagles here figuring out what play they're going to run on this one.
They really seem to like passing it off to the third shooter. This time they just go to the first. and rips a shot right away.
That was Capozzoli who tried to take that shot.
Like you mentioned, they're trying to find their plays out there. And we've seen a lot of just passing out to another attacker and then maybe one more pass. That was really the first time we saw a instant shot off of the penalty corner. So Eagles trying to switch things up here to maybe get another goal on the board and have a more comfortable lead as they only sit up 2 goals right now.
This one sent towards the middle. Looks like Capozzoli might have had a chance if she could have corralled that one. And Thomas coming in to knock that one out. I think we're going to see another penalty corner up here, Max. Said that a lot already here in this third quarter.
Yep. A lot of penalty corners really throughout this entire game. I'll be interested to see what number exactly we're on. But a lot of opportunity for the Eagles, and while they've had a bunch of shots that have come close, this St. Joe's squad has done a really good job defending the penalty corner. I think only 1 goal off of a penalty corner so far. Done a great job defending that.
That was a great setup there for the Eagles, but just a little too far past Arsenal. Couldn't quite get a clean shot off. The Eagles at 16 corners already in this contest.
I think that's just too shy of what it was yesterday. Had an 18 corner shot game.
Monks have committed 53 fouls to the Eagles' 30 so far. Obviously that number gets changed a little bit just because the Eagles have had the ball the most in this contest. Usually if you have the ball more, you're going to have more fouls called for you.
And they've also just done a really good job of drawing that contact, whether it's in the midfield, in the defensive zone, but really in the shooting circle has been where they've been the best at drawing contact and creating some opportunities for their offense.
And the Eagles playing a dangerous game here, passing around on the defensive end. And that one's almost gets taken away. Husson's defense has done a good job in the few opportunities they've had out there. And that one will be not clear. Eagles possession here. So giving that one back over. Warriors with some running room in front of her, has players on her left and right. And misses the pass again here. We've seen this a number of times here from the Monks. Just failing to kind of transition up the field cleanly.
Your transition offense has not been great today. And again, I think you got to contribute that a little bit to not having any attackers downfield. They've had some opportunities where they've got it down. Warriors has done a good job splitting traffic, but not really able to find anybody to get the ball to. Tried to lay it out in front there for another playmaker. Was unable to do so.
They're going to call that one out of play. So it'll be Eagles ball here up by the 25. And this one down to the far end. And it's going to roll out down over there.
You wonder, Avery, when this Monks team is going to feel this sense of urgency, needing to get onto the board down 2 goals. and start changing the game plan up. They really haven't all too much, except for pushing their defense out a little bit more.
Well, we saw it yesterday in that game that the Eagles played against the Gators. Gators managed to kind of hold them down for a little while, but then eventually the Gators tried to push up the field a little bit, pull out of that defensive shell, and all of a sudden the floodgates opened for the Eagles. And we saw some quick goals scored in that one.
You got to take what the defense has given you, and I feel like throughout this game, the Monks have sort of tried to rush down the field, not really taking their time, just trying to get the ball to whoever is running alongside the ball carrier. And it happens again right here, just unable to get down into that offensive zone. Something that they'll definitely want to look to improve in this last quarter coming up, as they will need to tie this game, score 2 goals to stay in it.
And they really haven't had any shooting chances in this one. That one, a shot high. That was well struck, but just a little bit too much under it.
And so, Avery, if you're the Monks here, you've got a minute left to try and make a play and set the momentum for the fourth quarter. They turn the ball over right there, not what they wanted to do. And they're allowing the Eagles more opportunity to up the score.
That one flicked towards the goal. Still a chance here. Players down on the ground, and will be a penalty corner upcoming for the Eagles.
Good job there. The Monks defense really has stood tall all day. And Kim McLaughlin, the goaltender, playing in place of Cassidy Collins.
The Eagles have outshot the Monks 23-1 so far in this contest, putting only 13 of those on goal, though. So I think this defense doing a good job of just limiting good chances. And hard contact down there on the field.
Reset the penalty corner. They'll get another one here.
And having 23 shots, despite having 18 corners so far in this one, the Eagles haven't quite capitalized on those chances so far.
That's really where the Monks have played their best defense, Avery, is against the penalty corner. They come out and they set up in a quick zone. They find who has the ball and who their most likely pass is going to be to, and they get there quick. Watch that, number 22, Zoe.
And that one, great passing from the Eagles, as that gets buried home on the back post. I think that might have been Havey on the goal there for the Eagles.
And this time they are able to capitalize. Now a 3-goal lead for the Eagles. St. Joe's Monks will need to make some big adjustments if they want to stay in this game. They're going to have about a little over a quarter to get back into it.
That was some great passing there from the Eagles to lead to that goal. On that penalty corner, they had 2 or 3 different players touch it before that one finding Havey wide open on the back post, getting her first goal of this young season.
Monks are going to get an opportunity now here, Avery. They had a break for a second there, trying to move quickly to keep it going, but now the Eagles defense is able to fall back in.
And that will close out the third quarter. Another one in the closing minutes of this third. We'll take a quick break here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network and be back with the fourth and final quarter of this contest. And welcome back here to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Max Sturm here, as we're just about set to start the fourth quarter of action here at the Winkin Complex. The Eagles right now up 3-0 on this Monks squad that hasn't managed to get a whole lot going offensively all day, has managed to hold the Eagles pretty well considering the amount of offensive pressure they've had. But outside of that, not doing a whole lot out there on the field.
Eagles were able to capitalize on that last penalty corner to put them up now 3 goals. If you're the Monks, you have got to come up with a new defensive plan. Transition, force those turnovers, and allow yourself the time and the opportunity to get down the field, and almost had it right there if they were able to cut off that pass. But it just seems like every time the Monks make their way down the field into the offensive zone, they're getting the ball taken away before they can reach that shooting circle.
Yeah, it can be frustrating for the offense, I think. They haven't had a whole lot of possession on the offensive side the whole game, and then when they have gotten those possessions, they've kind of fumbled away their opportunities.
I think the Monks need to try and slow down their attack on in transition. They're kind of just lobbing the ball forward and hoping that someone is going to be able to get there and make a play. But usually it's an Eagles defender able to pick it up before a Monks player.
And almost a great chance there. I think that ball just getting a little away from Perkins. Kind of whiffed on that shooting attempt.
Camera's rolling here, this is not.
The camera's popping up on like the camera part, but on the other screen
I wonder if it's the internet connection. And continuing to move up the field here.
just keep it out of the sun. Bend that paper over and put it over the backside. Just bend that and fold like an inch off the end of it.
And the Eagles with possession down here. Sorry for having any streaming issues. Sun kind of came out of nowhere, and this press box is kind of tricky with the way it's set up. Some of the equipment overheating a little bit. Like normally for these broadcasts, this time of day we might put up some sort of curtain up here in the booth, but when we kind of got up here this morning, it was gray and raining. And now all of a sudden, not bright blue skies, but parts of the sky that are pretty bright blue.
And I dressed up in pants and a long sleeve shirt to stay warm today, and now I'm sweating. It is hot up here in this booth. That sun really did come out of nowhere.
And that one flipped up in the air. Again, just a little too much under that one. That was Chloe Grosso who was trying to flick that one over the top. So Bouchard will pull this one back and send it back to the defense. We've seen the Eagles do that more here. That one a missed pass, though. And trying to turn on the speed. And good job tracking back on defense.
It's a great opportunity there for the Monks. Unable to make that one work. I think Warisas was pretty open down the middle, but the Eagles forced Brianna Vila down to the sideline. She was unable to really see an opportunity to make that pass into the middle of the field. And that's kind of been the story for this Monks offense today and for that Eagles defense.
Yeah, the Eagles defense really not allowing much of anything. I think we saw the one penalty corner, but other than that, it's been pretty much all Eagles ball. And any offensive chances that the Monks have been stopped well short of the shooting arc. And that one, a shot, will go just left of the goal. This will be Monks' possession again here. As Eagles here trying to pinch the attackers down, flicking it up over the top. A good pass through the Eagles defense.
I think a lot of it, Avery, also has to do with the speed that this Eagles team has. They're able to cut that shot off pretty quickly, or those passes off quickly.
And that one, still a chance here. And it's going to go out of play and possession back to the Eagles. So the Monks unable to make that pass into the middle. Had a couple players over there. But now trying to set up their defense in an opportunistic chance here. But the Eagles kind of breaking right through that for now. This one passed all the way back to the defensive side. Under 9 minutes now left in this contest. That one launched sky high, but well out of play.
It's go time now for the Monks. Just over 8 minutes left in this game, down 3 goals. So you've got to get going if you want any chance of staying in this contest.
That one sent into the middle, almost picked off there by Warriors. And that one's going to stray out of play. That was Yeadon trying to get onto it. We'll stay with the Monks, though. That one a kick save by the Eagles. Shot in towards net again. Still alive here. And penalty corner upcoming here for the Monks. Goal scoring opportunity.
And this is the biggest play for this Monks squad. They absolutely would love to have something go right for them here and put a ball in the back of the net and really start this comeback if they want to stay in this game. You wonder if they have a specific play dialed up for this.
And we'll see what the Monks have drawn up for this one. The Eagles really nipped their last chance in the bud. Gonna try to make the second pass over. That one, Levesque coming off her line. We'll just chest that one out of play. But we'll stay with the Monks here. So the Monks will start with it up here at the 25. Missing the first pass, but managing to keep it alive here. Warriors almost getting a stick on that one, but we'll hit it, and it will go back to the Eagles now. So missed opportunity there for St. Joe's.
The Eagles just do such a good job of crowding around the ball carrier, not allowing an inch of room to move around, and that forces quick decisions. Avery, they have to try and get the ball somewhere without really seeing the entire field, seeing what other opportunities are open.
And now the Eagles with a fast break. Capozzoli with the ball on her stick, trying to fit it into the middle. She will find that player running in. And it will stay with the Eagles here. Bouchard's just going to start it off quickly here. He's going to try to take a shot. That one well wide, though. Just hit that a little bit early. So we'll see what Husson can do with this opportunity. This one passed back to the defense. And trying to work her way through the defense up on the left wing. Husson keeping possession. Good pass into the middle. Bouchard cutting up through the gut, but gets it poked away.
Substitution into the game for the Eagles, number 22, Carly Ramsdell.
And Husson trying to stop this one in the midfield, as both teams kind of giving it back and forth to each other right around the 40-yard line. Will be Thomas with the possession here. She's going to just send it up the field. Called for the foul there was Warriors. That one sent out wide. Under 5 minutes now left in the game. Eagles at this point just need to hold on to the ball as much as they can, but trying to go for more, but just a little wide.
I think when you look back at the game today, Avery, it really comes down to midfield play and the aggressiveness on offense from this Eagles squad. Again, 18 or 17 different penalty corners allowed for a lot of opportunity. They were able to capitalize 3 times, have 3 goals on the board, and it's looking like they'll come away with the win and start 2-0 on the season.
The shots have moved, or the corners have moved up to 18-2 in the Eagles' favor. Fouls amongst almost double the Eagles' amount. Eagles only putting about 50% of their shots on goal in this contest. Might be something they work on in practice in between this game and their next.
I think St. Joe's defense has been a little bit, they haven't allowed a lot of on-target shots. Despite the score of 3-0, they have played very well on defense, just haven't really been able to clear it out into the offensive zone. We saw yesterday the Eagles had 48 shots, 46 of those being on target. So they do have accurate shooters. Today the Monks just brought an aggressive defense.
This one passed up to the middle here. Sent out wide. Eagles, some attackers in the zone here. Chop towards goal, still alive, and it's going to go out of play. And I believe it will be Eagles' possession here. Eagles after this one will go on a little bit of a road stand. Taking on Montclair St. University as well that same weekend. Taking on Castleton the weekend after that. And the University of New England sometime midweek for finally coming back home year 2. The University of Southern Maine on the 21st. It feels weird to say that it's September now, Max.
The summer went by so quickly, Avery, but I'm glad to be back and up in the booth calling these games with you and the rest of our great sports information team.
It'll be the 19th corner here for the Eagles. One going to have to try something a little bit different. Capozzoli taking the shot, and it's just going to get sent wide. And now going for the 20th. And so this one sent into the middle. And now a second chance here. Arsenal just trying to push something in towards goal. And another penalty corner upcoming. So 21st of the game here for the Eagles. And hard hit. Oh, that one finds its way home. I believe that was Perkins with the goal.
And that's sort of the play they've been trying to draw up all game.
It seems like they're actually going to wave that one off. So it'll actually be St. Joe's ball. And now St. Joe's trying to bring it up the field.